Dr. Rita, you're so accomplished and there are many things that you could be doing in this world. Tell me a little bit more about why you're so passionate about working with women and a little about your story.
Well, I've been studying calling for quite some time because I have felt a deep calling all of my life. And one of the things that I've learned about calling is that one is that it has something to do with your own personal journey or pain or wounding. Two, that there's a deep need in the world. I believe that when your gifts, your abilities, your talents meet a deep need in the world, that actually is your vocation, that is your calling. And the third piece is that when you are engaged in it and embodied, it brings you joy.
Wow.
And so I felt called at a very young age. I felt a calling at a very young age to do something significant with my life. And when I looked at my mother, I couldn't see the possibility of the realization of the life I was called to live.
Wow.
I love my mother dearly, and we're very, very close. However, she never really developed her life, and she was, years ago, in the 50s, she was like a typical housewife, so to speak, right? Which I think is an extraordinary feat and accomplishment in and of itself, yes. However, I couldn't really see, I couldn't really see my purpose being fulfilled when I looked at my mother as a model of what was possible for me. So I actually turned towards my father and became what's called the father's daughter. And my experience is in working with a lot of high-achieving women, that they are fathers' daughters, that they're high achievers and they're very ambitious. And I'm a high achiever and very ambitious, and I felt that I could realize that through my father, because my father looked at me, and one of the things he taught me was that anything was possible.
Wow.
I lost my father when I was 21 years old, and I had extraordinary love for him, an extraordinary, inspiring relationship. I feel he left me a sense of dignity and also possibility. And that I saw that I could be anything, and that I never felt limited as a woman, though I think there's a lot of social, cultural pressures, and limitations for women, and now much less. So I turned towards my father and became a father's daughter, and I was on a path of purpose, for most of my life. And my company, I think, as you know, is really about empowering women to unleash their full leadership potential and also to live lives of significance, influence, and affluence, right? And I feel like I embody that, but I've been on a long journey of that. So in turning towards my father, I denied the feminine, which I believe a lot of women do. Most of the women that I work with don't even have an idea of what the feminine is, and that's why I feel that this is a new paradigm that's coming forward. But I denied a certain sense of my own authenticity in doing that.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I became a mother that I was able to reconnect again to the feminine and the power of the feminine and the creativity of the feminine and the intuition of the feminine, all of which I feel is such an incredible point of leverage and asset now, especially in the 21st century.
Absolutely.
And so my journey became reintegrating into the feminine and also bringing that forth in the world, and being able to integrate both the masculine and the feminine in the life that I live. And I feel it's essential for women to reconnect to their own sense of authenticity, to reconnect to the feminine. I believe it's a powerful force that's needed on the planet right now to really change the consciousness of humanity, and I believe we can create global change at that.
Wow. Well, I can tell that you are definitely a woman who you're living your mission, your calling, because you radiate joy. So you're obviously doing the work that you've been put on this earth to do, and we all benefit from that.